Welcome back to Mario Kart World. I regret to inform you that we are playing some worldwides today. So before today, pretty much every single worldwide room was the same. Everybody would be picking random because that would be the only way you can guarantee that you play a standard 3-lap track with no intermissions. I prefer to call them like regular tracks or standard tracks or something like that because I would say most people would count Koopa Beach in that category, but it's 5 laps. Yeah, now if you pick random in a worldwide, you are not guaranteed a 3-lap track. So people online are saying that like they killed the game and shit like that, and I really don't think it's that serious, but it is pretty bad. A lot of people are really up in arms right now. Man, I really should have just played a Mogi or something. Some people are saying that out of the 3 tracks it gives you all the time on the voting screen, that there's like an increased chance to get 3-lap tracks from that. People are saying that random can sometimes also not give you intermissions. And people have been talking about like the chances for that stuff to happen, but everyone's really just been giving different numbers on it. Most of the worldwides I played in before this update had an average VR probably around like 8,000, maybe a little higher. And I would say random was voted maybe around 95% of the time. I mean, it was crazy. What really surprised me is that Nintendo looked at this data, 95% of players voting random in these higher level rooms. Instead of putting 2 and 2 together and realizing people just like playing 3-lap tracks, they just thought, that sure is a lot of people pressing the wrong fucking button. Really bizarre change that absolutely nobody seemed to want. Now, I've made my stance on intermissions pretty clear in the past. I just think they're super uncompetitive in nature, and I really wouldn't mind that for casual events if they were actually fun. But they're not. I mean, you can tell by this minimap alone, this is not going to be nearly as fun as the average 3-lap track. So yeah, ultimately I hope that these worldwide changes are reverted, but like after Lounge came out, I haven't touched this mode at all, I guess until now. So yeah, as far as the ways I prefer to enjoy this game, this just really doesn't matter very much to me. I mean, I come from Mario Kart Wii, and honestly, worldwides in that game are pretty bad too. Now that it's pretty much impossible to play 3-lap tracks with any sort of consistency online, at least in the sort of default mode the game gives you, I asked around to see if people thought this might increase activity in Lounge, and most people are saying yes. So at least something good comes out of this situation, even though it's really only happening out of complete necessity at this point. So one of the most outspoken and popular intermission haters was Troy. And if you don't know who Troy is, well, you're fucking lying, because if you're watching this, you know who Troy is. And people always have different names for this type of track. Most people just call them intermissions, but Troy likes to call them straight lines. And I've seen a lot of people give him shit for that. Like, you shouldn't call them straight lines, because there's clearly a lot more to them than that. So I just loaded into a versus race. Look at this track. What is your excuse now? That is literally a fucking line. Look at the minimap. That is a line. The only reason there's this curvy bit up here is because that's the 3-lap track. Imagine Excitebike Arena, but you never have to turn and you have to deal with water physics the entire time. Here's another one. I mean, just look at this minimap. So yeah, I think it's a bit of an exaggeration to call every intermission a straight line, but like, not that much. So ultimately, do I think Nintendo's gonna revert this update? Probably not. They're definitely hearing the backlash and they know that people don't like this. I just don't really think they give a shit. I don't think it's completely out of the question that they revert this. But yeah, I'm not exactly hopeful. So that's all I really have to say about the recent update. Does it suck? Yeah. Are Nintendo gonna revert the changes? Probably not. Is there a way to mitigate it? Yes, link to Lounge is in the description. Lounge is also hosting a few more 24-player events, so if you like 24 players or you just want to give it a try, there it is. Seems like there's gonna be quite a few opportunities to do that very soon and in the future. This shit is literally harder than bogeys. But yeah, MK Central's also hosting a couple tournaments this weekend. It's gonna be a 3v3 tournament on Saturday, so a pretty standard tournament. It's just gonna be 4 teams of 3. They're actually doing a knockout tour tournament on Sunday, and I think that'll be pretty interesting. It'll be like the first kinda high-level knockout tour rooms that we see in the game. Damn, look at this really fun stretch of road we get to play. Aren't you just so glad that you can't play 3-lap tracks in worldwides anymore? So yeah, in summary, worldwides are unplayable. 2 tournaments, 1 3v3, 1 for knockout tour, and that's all I really have to say. Thanks for watching.